Hey, following on from last week's disastrous review of the Roland SE-02 studio electronic boutique thing, still don't like it. It's a bizarre boutique Minimoog miniature thing, Minimoog. This week we're going to be looking at the available Midi CCs on this thing, and they are plentiful. And we're going to be sequencing those externally with, spoiled for choice now. Shit a brick. I haven't really thought this through, to be honest. Could use the Keystep Pro. That's pretty good. Shit, what else could I use? Could use the MC-707. Oh, Aira. Well, that'd be nice, wouldn't it? Wouldn't it look lovely with we can match the velvet badges on them? It'd be fantastic. Anyway, stick around and we're going to have a look at all the MIDI available for these and have lots of really weird, nerdy fun. So in contrast to the introduction, or even alongside it, we're going to look more at not just sequencing the SE-02 using external equipment, but also using this as an external sequencer itself. After all, if you're going to pay that much money, you may as well get your money's worth out of the thing. Now, my original intention was to sequence this using the 707, just because this has so much MIDI available and MIDI potential also. But it was whilst playing with them that I discovered what good fun it was to actually use this to send MIDI elsewhere. The one knob per function on the front panel here also controls a huge amount of Midi CCs. And if we take a look at the MIDI charts for this here, we can really see how much is available to us. So in order to access the Midi CCs, first we need to enter Settings menu. So if we hold down the Compare Note button and turn the power on, first thing we see is the version number, and then we can kind of flick through. MIDI channel Omni, chain mode, saver times, and button 5 here. Button 5 allows us to select USB and MIDI, MIDI, USB, or off. So we'll go for all. And the other buttons are setting for PC options and sync, which I'm going to use internally here, as we're going to use this as a sequencer. And MIDI through, on or off. So in sequencer, if we go for the first sequence, I've got one recorded here already. Let's just listen to that coming through the SE-02, which is going to be coming out the speaker in its arse end. I'm afraid I don't have this plugged into the interface. Now this has been sent to channel 3. In fact, it's been sent to the entire MC-707, but I've got a patch. But I've got a patch I like on channel 3. So let's bring that up and listen to this sequence on the 707. And that's pretty sweet. Now this is already sending out random CCs to the 707, and I don't know what they are determined by within the 707 itself, but we can sequence MIDI CCs on each step of this 16-step sequencer here. We can only sequence one parameter per step, and if you have to turn it on and then off again, obviously, then it gives us 8 possibilities. So if we do turn a MIDI CC on, a MIDI message on, when we turn it off again, it's not a linear curve between them, it becomes either this value or this value, so it's steps. If you want to create sweeps, obviously you're going to have to do it across more steps. So we can see from the MIDI chart that the cutoff is on Midi CC 74, emphasis or resonance is 71, and the decay is set on 52. Now we can send these to the 707 on channel 3. Well, you've got the 3 knobs anyway for filter, modulation and effects. Obviously these are assignable. I can assign these to receive the MIDI CCs coming in from the SE-02, and I can also assign where those are sent to and what they affect. I mean, I do have them set up here for cutoff, emphasis and decay. Just makes things simple. Now, not everything is as assignable as the 707, so in which case you're just going to have to find the parameter that you want to affect and use that control from the SE-02. Since you'll be using this as an external sequencer, it really won't matter what you're doing with it on the front panel here. So if we now listen to the sequence that this is sending. So in order to sequence the parameter changes that we'd like, we hit the parameter button here. This shows us which steps in green have active parameters already. We can erase the ones that have and enter new ones just by holding the step down and then turning whatever we choose. So if we go for the filter cut it off first, we can have the filter down low. We can open the filter up. We do the same on other steps using the emphasis or the resonance. Decay. And then just fill in any way we like. Now as this plays the sequence through the 707, what else we can do is hit record. We can see it records the sequence into the 707 as it's going along. One of the other fun things here is that this is constantly sending out all MIDI CC messages for all available pots, and we don't know what those are because we haven't assigned them all in the 707. So these will have random effects on how this sounds. If we listen to the effect that the delay has, it's obviously not sending out delay messages. The 707 is obviously receiving these as a gate message, which is pretty cool. There's so much we can play with here as well. Anyway, I hope this has been inspirational, if nothing else. And as ever, many thanks.